Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I was like in my zone here because I was getting ready before I filmed this video, so here we are. So obviously from the title of this video you can tell I'm going to be talking about all of my 2019 favorites, and let me just say the amount of products that I have like sitting here staring at me is beyond. I'm surprised. I am surprised that there are so many things that I loved. Let's just get into this video because it is going to be a long one. I have way too many products sitting here staring at me. But the first thing that I want to do is talk about one product that I seriously regret buying, and I don't want to start this video on a negative note, but we kind of are, because this is the only thing that I totally regret buying, and it is this. This is the Versace Skin Tune Blurring, I don't even know, like serum. This is like a little mini size that they do offer, and I regret buying this because first of all, when I bought it, it came dry and the bottle was probably half filled, and because it was half filled, the actual like squeezy tube here, like nothing would come out. Like I don't even know if you guys can see, like this is just a hot mess, and I totally don't think that this is worth buying. I think this is just one of those products that are just kind of more gimmicky than anything, and I didn't feel like this blurred out my skin at all. So if you are interested in buying this, please save your money and do not buy this, or get a sample, try it out, and then see if you want to purchase it and spend your hard-earned money on it. Guys, I feel so overwhelmed. I honestly don't know where to start because I have so many products here staring at me. I know I keep saying that, but I'm gonna start maybe here. These are like rhinestones that I got off of Amazon. I'm gonna see if I can link it down below because it comes in a pack and it has different sizes, which I really appreciate, and it has different colors. So if you prefer not to get like the clear rhinestones, you can get a color one as well. I love these. I love the whole like I guess trend, I should say, of putting rhinestones all over your face. It's totally my vibe, and these have been holy for me. So if you are looking for a really compact kind of rhinestone package, this is really well, and it's really affordable. I think I maybe paid like $8 for this, and it does come with a little, I don't even know what you call it, like a pencil, like a wax pencil, so it's really easy to pick up and place it on your face. I really quickly want to talk about these brushes here. This is from the Morphe and Jacyln Hill collection. I have used these brushes so many times here on my video, and you guys should know that these are honestly my holy grail, but this particular brush specifically, this is the JH40 brush, is honestly one of my like holy grail brushes. It's like that perfect little blendy brush where you have a lot of control over where you're placing your shadow, whether it's on your lid, whether it's over your crease, or like under this lower lash line here. This is just such one of those brushes that are so multi-use and multi-purpose that I feel like this is a brush that you need to have more than one of in your kit, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna quickly move on to also brows. I know brows I don't really talk about a lot, and I do them off camera, so you guys probably don't know really what I use for my brows, but I have been loving these. This is from LA Girl. This is their Shady Slim Brow Pencil. I love it so much that I had to go out and buy two to always make sure that I have a backup. The color that I specifically use is in the shade Blackest Brown. The reason why I love this is because of the tip and the formula. First of all, it's retractable, and the tip of this brow pencil is super thin and slim, hence the name. So you really do have a lot of control over where you're placing the product, and of course you have a spoolie on the other end, so it makes it really easy to kind of just go back and forth. The formula of this is really pigmented, but it has a little bit of, I don't want to say waxiness, but it has like the perfect in between of it's really pigmented and smooth, but it has a little bit of waxiness, so it really sticks to your brows. I'm gonna move on quickly to concealers because I only have two, and this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer. This is in the shade 41. I love this as well as this one, which is the LA Girl L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I use the shade 385 Amber. I love these two concealers because they are not completely matte. They're more of like that natural finish. It really gives your under eye a little bit of hydration, but not like overly hydrated where it looks oily and dewy and it's not gonna last throughout the day. Like these are perfect everyday concealers, and the coverage is really full coverage, especially the L'Oreal, excuse me. The L'Oreal Infallible is super full coverage. This is more medium to full coverage, but it's more on the full coverage side, so you have a little bit of more of a wiggle room in regards to how much you want to put under your under eye. Since we're in the realm of concealers, let's talk about under eye powders. You guys already know which ones I'm going to talk about, and it is these two. I'm so happy that these brands came out with not only these powders and the formula, but also that they came out with different shades. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Kylie Cosmetics. This is her setting powder. This is in the shade Beige. This powder, like, I don't even know what more to say about this powder, but the fact that it's literally a filter for your skin. And again, I love the fact that she came out with different shades, because when you're a brown color girl, it's just kind of like, it's really difficult to find the right setting powder that will not make your under eyes look either really, really white or really, really gray. And the color Beige is perfect if you are the same skin tone as I am. Definitely try this powder out. The second one that I'm going to talk about is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder. I got the shade Banana. Again, it is the same thing as the Kylie Cosmetics. It's honestly a filter for your under eyes. It makes everything smooth, and it literally looks like you have absolutely no pores. For bronzer, I have been using these bronzers non-stop. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about this because I've talked about this a lot in some of my previous videos, but the first one is obviously the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer. This is in the shade Saddle. It is the perfect shade for our skin to not only bronze, but to also contour if you wanted to. Second one that we have is the Fenty Beauty Stalker Island Thing Bronzer. This is so beautiful. Fenty Beauty is just one of those brands that really, really cater to colored girls. I hate using that term, but in all honesty, if you are a tan color girl or darker, her brand is definitely going to cater to you. You just have to be careful about, you know, matching the formula to what your skin type and what your skin type really, really needs. But the bronzer here is absolutely beautiful. Great shade for our skin tone. For blush, I have been obsessed with these blushes, and this is from Charlotte Tilberry. I finally bit the bullet and purchased this during the Sephora 15% off sale, I think, that they have. This is in the shade Sex on Fire. It has a little bit of shimmer, but it's nothing like overpowering where it's going to emphasize texture or anything like that. This is definitely one of those items that you want to splurge on. It's not a blush that I use every single day because it is so expensive, but because it is so expensive, you want to make sure you use it, if you know what I mean. More on the affordable side of blushes, this is the e.l.f. I think it's called the Primer Infused Blushes. I don't remember the name because it doesn't have it on the back, but I think it's called like Bury Me Up or something along those lines. I will link it down below if you wanted to purchase it, but this is a great blush. And the second one, well, the third one I'm going to talk about is this one from Essence. This is their Matte Touch Blush. Both of the e.l.f. and the Essence blush are matte, if you are wondering. And this is in the shade Bury Me Up. This reminds me so much of the Buxom Primer Infused blushes in the shade Dolly. I feel like this is the exact same shade as Dolly from Buxom, and this is like a quarter of the price. So I really quickly want to talk about moisturizers because I only have one, and I've honestly only been using this for about 2 days, but those 2 days that I have been using it, I have been insanely obsessed with this moisturizer, and this is from Milk Makeup. This is their vegan milk moisturizer. This is such a bomb formula for your skin, even if you have oily, even if you have dry. I feel like this works amazing on every single skin type. I will just say that the consistency is quite thick, like, I mean, you can tell, but it's not like, I don't want to say it's like super thick where you can't wear it under makeup, because you can, but I will just say a little bit of this goes a really long way. If you want to apply it like at night so it can really hydrate your skin, just apply a little bit more. Or if you want to apply it every day like what I do, I just apply less of this moisturizer and I just make sure I give it a second to really more absorb into my skin before I go in with like primers or anything like that. Since we're talking about Milk Makeup, I want to quickly talk about these as well. This is their Cooling Eye Patches. These have been like so holy for me, and what I love about these patches is that they do depuff under your eyes and hydrate them without it being like overly hydrating. And what I love about these is that they do not slip and slide. It's almost like a sticker that you're putting under your eyes, and it really just depuffs under your eyes as well. I will also say that if you put these like in your fridge and you get it really nice and cold, it's gonna feel holy under your eyes. 3 highlights that I really want to talk about, and before I even say anything about any other highlights, you guys know Ofra Cosmetics Glow Golds is hands down will always be my holy grail product, but these products that I have been trying out throughout 2019 I have been obsessed with, and the first one is actually a palette. This is from the brand called Private Society Cosmetics. This is their Glow Getter palette, and I have been so obsessed with this palette, and I love the fact that it has so many different shades, because if you are the lightest of the lightest, if you are the deepest of the deepest, you have a highlighter for you. And I will also say that like this shade down here, which is called Sugar Daddy, this is one of those shades that you want to just be very careful of though, because this can sometimes accentuate texture if you do have. So if you want to go in with the other shades and really highlight, but then to kind of make it really pop, I would go into Sugar Daddy and only place it on the high points of my cheekbones or the high points of my face, if that makes any sense. But that is a really great highlight. I will also talk about this one. This is from Benefit Cosmetics. This is in the shade Cookie. It's like a gold pearl highlight, and it is so pretty. The color of it reminds me a lot of Glow Gold from Ofra Cosmetics. The pigment is there. It's a bomb ass highlight if you want to look super wet and super glowy. And lastly is this one from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Hustla Baby. I'm not going to say too much about this highlighter, but the fact that it is a bomb ass highlighter and it is a great shade for our skin tone. I would quickly swatch it here for you guys. I mean, you can tell. Bomb highlighter. I want to talk about lashes because I don't think I've ever included lashes in any of my favorites video, and I have been so obsessed with this brand. This is the brand called Luxotic Lashes. It's a startup company, but I love supporting brands like this, and this is in the shade, well not shade, in the style Annaliss. This is actually what I'm wearing right now. And guys, if you guys don't think that I love her lashes, like I have bought, well she's actually sent them to me, let me not be so dramatic. I have gotten so many of these lashes and I wear them all of the time. I will link them down below because her brand is so bomb. The second lashes that I really want to talk about are these from the brand called Unscripted Beauty. And if you guys don't know or have not tried these lashes, please go and try these. This is from the brand that Crispy created here on YouTube, and I'm so happy that she created these lashes. And I mean, every time I've worn these lashes, everyone comes up to me and was like, oh my god, what lashes are you wearing? Like, I need those because they're so pretty. And the 2 styles that I specifically have are Legendary as well as Risky. Legendary is more of a, I guess I would say light, not as dramatic lash, but Risky on the other hand, like I don't know what it is about this lash, but it is like the perfect voluminous full dramatic lash that you will get that will still look and feel really light on your lash band. And like the lash band on this is super thin, so it doesn't feel like overpowering or it's like sticking you in your eye or anything like that. But definitely try these out. I have 1, 2, 3 more categories to go through, and I have a lot of each, but really quickly I want to talk about these. And I don't know why a lot of people are not talking about these, but these are the NYX Glitter Gold Liquid Liners. These are so comparable to the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liners. I love these. This is in the shade Quartzy. I have Crystal Ball as well as Camilla. I don't think I'm saying that right, but this is a gold. But these are really great. Again, they are very much comparable to the Urban Decay glitter liners, and they are a quarter of the price. Okay, the second to last category that I have are palettes, and I just want to say I have a lot of palettes. I don't think I've ever loved so many palettes more than in 2019. And the first one that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to try to get through these really quickly because I know they're a lot, but the first one I'm going to talk about is this one from Private Society Cosmetics. This is the palette called Smoke Show. First of all, the packaging is beautiful and the colors are absolutely stunning. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I did a look with this like royal blue shade. Like, come on guys. It's just one of those palettes that you need to have in your kit, and the pigmentation of these shadows are beyond. I know I'm going to sound excessive when I say this, but when I say you need all 3 of these palettes, you need all three of these palettes, and these are from LA Girl Cosmetics, and the first two are from the Fierce and Wild collection. And I just want to say, just buy all two of these palettes because you're not going to regret it. The first one that I have here, I don't know the name of each of these palettes, but they're absolutely beautiful. And let me just swatch some of these, like this green, and they feel incredible when I do swatch them. I have a little bit of the blue underneath this purple, sorry about that, but the pigment of these shadows are absolutely beautiful. So we have this one, which is more of like a purple vibe, and this is more, and then we have this one over here, which is more of like on the blue side of the spectrum. Like this blue here is absolutely beautiful. Let me swatch this yellow as well. By the way, this is a clean finger. Like, they feel like butter, and they are so pigmented. The last one from the LA Girl line is the Hot Heat eyeshadow palette. Again, I don't know what the name of this because I don't have it on here, but this is a hands down a beautiful palette as well. It's the same formula as the other two. The color scheme is just a little bit different, but again, I think that these three palettes you really should purchase and kind of just invest in, if anything. I don't know when this palette came out, but I started to use it in 2019, and this is the NYX Swear By It palette. I'm not going to talk too much about this palette because you guys have seen that I've used it so many times, but this is a beautiful palette, really inexpensive, and it has a lot of shades. Moving back onto LA Girl Cosmetics, because when I received this palette in PR, I literally almost fainted because of how pigmented these shades are. This is like their I believe it is a limited edition palette for the holidays. First of all, it is a massive palette. And when I looked at it, I was like, the shades kind of look a little dry and a little like it's not going to be super duper pigmented. But holy mother of God, when you go in with a brush and apply these shadows on your lid, you are seriously blown away. I'm going to kind of try to wipe off my fingers here and swatch some of this. Like, my favorite color is this one right here, if you can't tell. Like, it is so pigmented. I'm going to swatch this gold here as well as this one here. Like, these shadows are so pigmented. Again, LA Girl Cosmetics, I don't know how they do it, but it is really affordable. I believe it's like 20 bucks, if that. Great palette. The last palette that I'm going to be talking about is a little bit more on the expensive side, I guess I should say, but you get so many shades for the price. And this is the Loreal Pro. I don't know how to pronounce this brand without it sounding like, you know, Loreal Cosmetics. But this is the Loreal Pro, the Artistry book. This is a beautiful palette. Again, it has so many different shades. I believe this was around 51 bucks. It is a UK brand. Great palette, lots of colors. I will just say, after using this palette a couple of times, I do feel like the shades are a little on the dry side, like the mattes, but they are still really pigmented. Do not make that or deter you from not buying this palette. I think this is a great palette that everyone should also have. Let me just swatch them, but again, I do feel like the mattes are just a touch dry, but they are still pigmented, and the shimmer shades are really shimmery. But I will just say, when you're applying this, be really mindful of fallout because they are a little crumbly. But if you just wet your brush a little bit with some setting spray, you are good to go. I really quickly want to talk about setting spray since we just talked about that. And just these really quickly, you know, the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I'm not going to talk too much about that because this is a great setting spray. But this is new from LA Girl Cosmetics. They have like a whole line where it's like you have a primer spray, you have a shimmer spray, you have a setting spray. These are absolutely great. The mists on this are, it's just beautiful. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just like that perfect mist where it doesn't spit at your face and you feel like all of the powder is just kind of melting into your skin, if that makes any sense. Alright, I know I've been here forever, but the last thing that we're going to be talking about are lipsticks. And the first one I want to talk about is the Pop Beauty Permanent Pout Liquid Lipstick. These are like, I don't even know how to describe them, but they are just perfect. They're like the perfect liquid matte lipstick where it doesn't feel like you're suffocating your lips or it's like overly dry. And this is actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now. My favorite colors are Razzle Rose, Berry Boost, which is what I'm wearing here, and this one is called Pale Baby. I love to, this is really, really light, so I would not recommend putting this color like all over your lips if you are a brown color girl. But if you are looking for the perfect light shade to put in the middle of your lips where you can do that nice ombre lip, this is the perfect shade for you. I also love Basic B in this line as well. It's again that perfect brown liquid lipstick without making us look really, really dead. Really quickly, this is the Dose of Colors lip gloss. This is in the shade That's Cool. This is a beautiful gloss. It's the perfect brown color gloss. It's not super thick, it's not super gloopy, and you can layer this without it feeling super duper sticky on your lips. And I love this formula. This is from Ofra Cosmetics. This is their long-lasting liquid lipstick. These are so good. This is in the shade Unzipped, and one of my favorite is in Aspen as well as Portland. These, I don't even know what to say, but if you see any color that you like in either of these lines, just go out and purchase them because the formula is really, really great and you're not going to regret buying any of these. The last lipstick that I'm going to be talking about is more on the luxury expensive side, and this is from Pat McGrath. There's not much else to say but the fact that these are absolutely beautiful. They're like that. They're definitely not satin. They're matte lipsticks, but I love the fact that it comes in a bullet and it's not like a liquid lipstick. So if you feel like a liquid lipstick is a little too drying for you and you prefer like bullet liquid lipsticks, try these. I know they are really expensive, but let me just say, since I've tried these, like no other bullet lipstick compares to this and still is really, really, really nice and matte on my skin, well, on my lips, without it being drying. So this is the end of my 2019 favorites video. I will be listing and linking everything down below in the description box, so if you do want to purchase anything, it is there and it is available for you to purchase. So like always, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!